When someone comes to you, my first question is, do you ask them that why did you think of me for this role?
As an actor, I have never gotten an opportunity to bring that inclusiveness to life on screen. Taali was that for me.
2023, we are sitting and chatting. Do we see transgender the way, give them the respect what they deserve?
Obviously not. I mean, that's a very obvious, visible thing, but I don't want to make it sound so blankly not.
You know, when you were going to meet Gauri Sawant first time, what was in your mind and what was it after you met her?
Before I met Gauri, I had Googled the hell out of her. Okay. Like I had videos.
You're such a millennial.
Whatever anyone would show me, I'd say, no, I've seen that. This talk, I've seen it. But when I met her and got to spend time with, is the person I've played in Taali. Hi, I'm Sushmita Sen and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama. Keep watching.
Sushmita Sen, thank you so much for your time and always a pleasure seeing you and meeting you.
Thank you for having me, sweetheart.
Okay, my first question is for all your fans who got a bit of you got a health scare and we all got worried. So this is for everyone. How are you doing? How has life changed?
Fantastic.
What are you up to?
Life has changed in the sense that I have a fine-tuned heart now. And so, you know, I've always said this and there is tremendous truth to it. I have so much of goodwill and so many people's duas and so much of unfinished business that I think it was just something that needed to be fine-tuned. It was nothing that was a full stop. It was just a comma. So I'm grateful for that and I'm doing much better. I have a very stunning looking stent in my heart and it's working fine. I'm back to work and in fact I've shot Taali and Arya and completed both post the heart attack.
Oh
so
my God, wow.
It's been wonderful and everything's turned out beautiful. In fact, the energy is back. That sense of vitality is back. So it's good.
Nice. So everything in your life is beautiful, including the stent. I love this attitude completely.
Yeah, it's my stent now. It better, be beautiful.
Right. You know, I also want to ask you, your daughter Renee is now grown.
Yes.
She's 24.
Yes.
Do you tell her what you're signing? Would you like to get her opinion? Because she is the young audience now.
Yes.
About Taali, if I ask you, did you tell her? What did you tell her?
So, I don't have to ask for an opinion.
Sure.
I get one whether I ask or not. That is the new generation. And that is both Renee and surprisingly Alisa, who is going to turn 14.
Okay.
She's got very different take on everything. So when both of them heard that I was going to do Taali, they jumped. They jumped and then my elder one was a little worried, Renee, because she's like, but how are you going to pull it off? Because Mama, I'm thinking, I have seen a man play a transgender before, but I've never seen a woman do that. And I'm thinking, can you not add this stress in my life? Because I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking this is an opportunity of a lifetime to get this right because Gauri will get one shot at telling her story.
Yeah.
I have to get it right.
Right.
And so as I was saying earlier, 6 months is what I took to decide.
Wow.
From the time that I got the script.
Right. And does she, apart from giving you this stress, does she give you inputs as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they're pretty solid inputs.
Okay.
But of course, they are inputs more to do with people's perception and what Instagram will think about it and that's the generation that they are. Yeah, I'm trying to teach my kids how to go beyond that.
Right.
But it's a very daunting task.
It is. And they are teaching you how to go the Instagram way.
Yeah, and I am the Instagram. I have an account and I have the world's most amazing followers.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm not one of those people who's like active every day, you know, keeps, like Roman who's sitting here will often tell me, put reels. Reels get more views. I'm like, okay, then I'll put it as a reel. Like, you know, all these technicalities, I don't know. But yeah.
You know, when someone comes to you with a script, like this is something, I'll be honest, I would never imagine you doing this because, you know, we have seen you in a very glamorous way through our, you know, through this phase when we have known you. When someone comes to you, my first question is, do you ask them that why did you think of me for this role?
Absolutely. But whatever Arjun and Karthik told me at that point, who are the producers, I bettered that answer. I asked the question, but I also bettered the answer. The thing is, all throughout my life, the one thing that I have been absolutely dead sure about is you can't divide me. I'm a very inclusive human being.
Yes.
I've always been that way. I don't have any political sense. I never take sides. But when I stand for something, I stand for it 100%. And therefore, I'm very careful about what I stand up for. I treat that with a tremendous amount of responsibility. So I've always had that. But as an actor, I have never gotten an opportunity to bring that inclusiveness to life on screen.
Right.
Taali was that for me. And there was never a doubt that I wanted to do it. But that's the greedy me. But the person me as well wanted to do this right.
Wow.
Because it would be extremely unfair to Gauri Sawant otherwise.
Right. There's a lot to talk about. The subject is so strong, and Gauri's herself, her story is tremendous.
Yes.
But for another question to my earlier question is, someone like you who's seen so much glitz glamour all your life, the one option is to stick to that, or is it that people who have seen so much of glitz glamour want to do something meaty as this?
Taali is typically, that question would probably stand solid for most actors.
Right.
But for me, this is more personal than it is a professional call.
Okay.
I've been saying it from day one that it's the only time in my career that I'm happy and very proud to say, I don't want an award. I don't want it. But if it allow me to open your heart, allow me to bring that slight shift in consciousness, and I would have delivered. That's what I did this for. But as an actor, everybody likes to grow. Everybody likes to, venture into new horizons. No doubt about that. But Taali for me is not
was not that. Right. Very interesting. Today, talking about acceptance in society, even today, in 2023, we are sitting and chatting. Do we see transgender the way we should look at them when we see them at traffic signals, when we see them visiting our homes? Do we see them and give them the respect what they deserve?
Obviously not. I mean, that's a very obvious, visible thing. But I don't want to make it sound so blankly not.
Okay.
Only because if you go to the trailer, the teaser of Taali that we recently released, my God, the feedback, people writing, that tells you volumes about that shift already.
Right.
Because none of us expected that.
Right.
We thought, if at all, our journey will also be Gali to Taali, because it was like, we are attempting something that we are going to get a lot of brickbats for. But this was euphoric. I am thrilled because the way they've received just the teaser itself tells me volumes about what's happened to people in the times that have gone by. There is a huge shift.
There's a huge shift. That's great to know. When you were going to meet Gauri Sawant first time, what was in your mind and what was it after you met her?
Before I met Gauri, I had Googled the hell out of her. Like I had videos.
You're such a millennial.
Whatever anyone would show me, I'd say, no, I've seen that. This talk, I've seen it. This interview, I've seen it. I had seen everything about her. But when I met her, the person I met and got to spend time with is the person I've played in Taali.
Wow.
So the Gauri Sawant you will see in Taali is a person she fiercely guards.
Wow.
She fiercely guards that person. I have let her loose on screen.
Right.
Because I need for her and people that love her and people that don't know her to know that Gauri Sawant.
Wow. I've not met her, never interviewed her, never got a chance. What did she tell you when you were playing? What a responsibility this is first that you're taking up. And for her to see you play her, Must be something.
Is my bag here, guys? My handbag, purse there? Acha, upar hai, sorry.
Huh.
In that purse
Huh.
is the first thing she gave me.
Okay.
I carry it with me everywhere.
Okay.
It's a Rudraksha.
Okay.
And she told me this was given to her by her guru.
Okay.
And when we complete Taali, that I should return it back to her.
Oh, nice.
This is for protection and for me to have the courage to do right by all of it. Then by the time I'm meeting her over, she goes, you know what? I changed my mind. Tum rakh lo.
Oh, nice. How sweet.
Ye tere liye. So I was like, okay then. Now don't change your mind, because now I will not give it back.
Right. Nice. Both of you do have a beautiful heart, I have to say. That's another thing that's common.
Yeah, she's got a very beautiful and courageous heart. I love that about her. Yeah. Love that about her. Imagine having been rejected, neglected, humiliated on such a large expanse of her life, throughout a large expanse of her life. And then for her to want to give respect, love, Aji Chaghar, a home for.
Yeah.
Where do you get the strength to do that?
Right.
You're very happy to just be a product of your conditioning and say, nobody did anything for me, so I have nothing to offer. Instead, she went ahead and said, that which I didn't get, I will give.
Wow. What makes, from what you've seen her, what makes her such a star? She's a star.
She's a star. Yeah. She really is.
What have you observed? You're such an observant person.
Gauri is a very intelligent person.
Okay.
Extremely intelligent person. She's a very aware person. जैसे हम बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं, मेरे पीछे क्या चल रहा है, she will be aware of that.
Okay.
She's had to be that.
Right.
Because she's lived in so much of animosity.
Right.
That she's had to have that kind of awareness. That she has taken that awareness and been vocal and herself about it on every platform possible.
Right.
That's what makes her a star.
Amazing. Someone like that, like you were saying, if all this has happened to you, you can go on such a negative path and, be a negative person. But she's really bringing up change in the society, fighting for it. Also became, adopted. These are very big things, y'all are pretty much on the same page with that. What do you all talk about when you all discuss this?
Lots of things. So Gayatri,
yes,
her daughter, and the process of her, unlike me, she cannot legally adopt.
Right.
So she's doing it without a name.
Okay.
And the name, a legal name. But she's still Amma.
Right.
She's still the mother. We both have had our outing with the respectable Supreme Court.
Yes.
We both have been unconventional, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We both are pretty unafraid in being who we are. And that helped.
Right.
And we don't want to change opinions. We just want to be honest with our own.
Right.
And opinions will change automatically. Yeah, I think there were many platforms on which we
that
connected.
Will happen. Correct. You have reached a position, Sushmita, where you can pick and choose your roles, and you do that also. We enjoyed your earlier OTT outing, which was Arya. We loved it, binge watched it. Again, when you sign that, you sign this, what are the things that you look for? Any makers watching, what should they know? When they go
in that case, makers. I have to have something that I can shoulder responsibility for.
Right.
I'm driven by that.
Right.
I want you to give me lots of responsibility. I want you to allow me to headline. Otherwise, if you give me a character, it has to be an unforgettable one.
Right.
And so it's author-backed.
Author-backed, yeah.
It's author-backed. And please don't look at me and think, Arya, around Arya, that's how we should cast her. I'm doing my best to give you all the variations possible because I don't want to be stereotyped. Yeah. So makers, let's make something.
Fantastic. And lastly, before we wrap, to the people watching Taali, what should they keep in mind before watching it? And what do you expect from that?
Beautiful question. Don't look for the obvious understanding and definition of any community, any gender, any practices. Because that which you already know, no point showing you again and again. we bring to you the story of insaniyat, not of a gender, of a person or a community, but insaniyat. And come to watch that, because then you'll realize just how deeply connected you will feel to Taali, because that could be your story.
What a beautiful answer. Just on that note, thank you so much.
Such a
Continue
pleasure,
to
darling.
entertain us, please. And we absolutely love your work and we love you. Thank you so much.
Until our next interview.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Sushmita Sen, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama. Keep watching.